Hey guys, so I'm sharing this live. I don't expect anyone to actually be on this live and watch it, but I wanted to do this video on live. That way I don't have to edit, I don't have to set up anything. I can literally just upload and call it a day. So I'm going to share with you a story. This actually happened to me. I'm not making this up. This happened to me last year, I would say around winter break. So in December, I believe this happened to me, this whole situation. And I shared this story with two people. So it was one of my closest friends at the time, and then another person, a guy I was dating. I shared it with him. So um, I'm just giving you. So I'm going to give you the background before we get into what actually happened. Okay. So I would say it was in December, and usually there's a break, so when people are working or in school, they have that winter recess break. So around December of last year in 2019, I was working as a designer at a real estate company full time. I was dating someone who was in school, in medical school. So he was thinking at the time, and we was dating for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or whatever. He was thinking it would be really cool if we went somewhere warm and exotic over the winter break. So I thought, that would be awesome. That would be amazing. But it was very expensive. And then at the time, my income was not that high. So I'm thinking I did not want to spend over $3,000 to $5,000 on like some 1 week trip. If it was 1K, 1,500, I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I could afford it, but I would love to go. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But anyways, so that's the I'm setting up the stage for you to lead to the incident with this whole being touched by an angel. Okay? So that happened, okay? And then literally, I don't know if it was that night or it was during that week, but after that talk I had with him about this trip, I had a dream. So I went to sleep. Mind you, I live in, well, I'm not in quarantine, but I live alone. So I went to sleep. So I know this happened when I was touched. It wasn't a person. I don't have any pets or dogs or cats or anything. So, okay. So I'm in my bed. I went to sleep. Now I start dreaming. So I'm in New York. So I'm riding the subway and I'm just on the train and I'm like worried and I'm concerned and I'm just thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to get all this money to go on this trip? I don't have enough money. I don't know what to do. Like I was just so I'm in this dream and I'm on the train and I'm just so worried while on the train while I'm dreaming. In this dream I'm on the train and I'm just so worried. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want you to paint this image. So I'm on the train, I'm like sitting like this and I'm just extremely worried. While that happens, there's this lady. I remember I think she had like curly hair, and it was like she was standing and she kind of, once I said, talking about my issues with money or whatever, she was standing and she kind of popped her head up and she was like, and then she had like, and so I'm still, this is in my dream. So this lady with like curly kind of, I think it was curly hair, but it was hair and it was kind of long. I don't know if she had like a box in front of her, but it was like a device and it was like, I can't really describe it. I don't know if it was like a clock or numbers. It was just something in front of her. And it was a device and she popped it open. Like think of when you go, if you ever went to a Broadway play and then you see those ladies with candies and they have like that box in front of them and they pop it open and it's hanging, like the box is hanging from like a cloth around their neck, so it just hangs and they pop it open and you can pick your candies what you want to buy. It was kind of like something like that was in front of her. But anyway, she popped up, like her head popped up in alert when she was alerted that I was so worried. And in my dream I would picture she was probably like, maybe if I was sitting in the middle of the car, on the train, she probably was like, I don't know, I would say probably near the end of the train, and she just like zoomed over and she just looked at me and she kind of just reached out. So I'm just concerned, and I'm just like, just down. She kind of reached out and kind of, I don't know where she touched me, like if it was on my arm, but she kind of just reached out, and it was like as if she was concerned, or just to, it's like being touched. You know how you touch someone on your shoulder, like if you feel like they're, just out of comfort. If you're like, say if you're a friend and they're worried and concerned, and you kind of want to touch them on their shoulder, just to remind them that everything's going to be okay, or something like that. So she kind of reached out to touch me in that way, from what I remember. And then as soon, like literally as soon as she was, I don't remember the touch specifically, I just remember when she reached out and her hand went, I woke up. But when I woke up, it was a startled, wake. As if like when someone touches you, let's say if you're sleeping, and let's say if someone touches you like on your hand or whatever, let's say if you're sleeping, someone tell you like just wake up like that. I was extremely startled when I woke up. Now, what I'm about to tell you next, you probably think I'm crazy. You probably think I lost my fucking mind, but I don't think I have any mental issues. So let me tell you what's next. I'm going to tell you what happened next. So literally, I'm not lying. So I'm in bed and it's dark. But when I wake up, the way I was sleeping at the time, because I don't know what it was. I don't know why the window is here. So the moonlight comes out the window. So if there's anything in front of me, I can see like complete silhouette because of the moonlight that's coming out right in front of me. I can see like a silhouette. So at literally as soon as it was kind of like a shape of a woman, and it was all black, but it was a shape of a woman, and it seemed like she had hair, but it was like it like evaporated. So it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was the shape of like a female. Like you could tell it was a female, but it was as if that shape of the female was conducted in like an element of smoke, or an element of like evaporated ear or something. It was like it's so hard to describe. Like I can tell it was like here, and it was like a face, like not a face, but it was here, and I can. So it gave the sense of like of it being a female, but it was like it wasn't a. It's hard to describe. It was kind of as if smoke was used to create the silhouette, as if some type of evaporated element was used to create the silhouette, but it was created enough to where you can tell and map out like here, and the map out that it had the element of like a female. And literally when I woke up, split second, when I woke up, I saw that right in front of me, and it evaporated. And it was just for a split second that I can see the silhouette. Like I am not lying. Like I woke up, I was startled, I saw it, and like literally for a split second it just was gone. And it was done in a way as if maybe, I don't know if I wasn't supposed to see that. I don't know. I don't know if I was. So when all this shit happened, literally, I was scared shitless. I turned the light on. I didn't want to go back to sleep. And then, mind you, the first thing I do is I look at my cell phone, because I'm like, oh, fuck, what the fuck just happened to me? Excuse my language. And on my cell phone, it said 3:33. Like, I'm not lying. That was the exact time this happened. It didn't happen 3:34. It didn't happen 3:32. This happened. I woke up literally at 3:33 a.m. in the morning. And so I'm now honestly, I didn't do any research yet. I'm thinking this is a ghost. This is like something's haunting me. I don't know what that. Mind you, I lived in the same place. I lived here for years, and this has never happened to me before. I've never, that I can remember, or that not to my knowledge, have I had any type of supernatural encounters before. I was, and because I lived alone, I was so scared to go asleep. Like I literally probably was up to like 5 in the morning. I started crying. I started thinking, why is this happening to me? What did I do? And then, so because that's never happened to me, I don't think I have any type of mental issues or hallucinations. I didn't have any type of drugs or anything before going to sleep. I've never had these type of incidents happen before. So I'm like, the fact that this happened is out of the blue. Um, yeah, so I'm like, this must be, this is not, this is serious and this is real. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is because it's Halloween weekend. So I thought, you know what, let me share this with them. First, I was like, you know what, I don't know. It's not here related, but hey, my channel's already dead, so whatever. I'm gonna just do shit I want to do on my channel. But I thought, Halloween's coming up, and I've been meaning to share this story for a while. Um, but yeah, so when that happened, I researched, I looked on my phone, I was looking up, so what does 333 mean? What is it? Has anyone, had any type of supernatural, or have they seen or anything happen? And then a lot of information came up. A lot of people stated they've had encounters, or usually if you have an encounter or some type of incident and it's around 333, that means it's from an angel or one of your spiritual guides, and it's usually an angel, and when they come at that time, it's during, because they want to give you encouragement. They just want to motivation, for encouragement, just for support. So it was like all these comforting and good things, when I was looking at my research of what, if a spiritual element contacts you around that time, it's usually a sign of a good thing, and they're just there just to support and help you and want you to keep moving on the right track, and just like I say, they're just encouraging. So I started crying again and it was just like, all this happened, man. And when all this happened, I called my closest friend at the time, who's not my friend. All his dumb ass is gonna think, oh, so you're gonna go on the trip? I'm like, bruh, I just told you I got touched by a freaking angel. All you care about is whether or not I'm actually gonna go on the trip with the dude. Like, who cares about that anymore? I got, so like after that, I'm like, yeah, angels are real. In my mind, angels are real. God is real. Higher power is real. Spiritual, there is spiritual. There is spirits out there. It is real. It is a real thing. I feel like, even I know Halloween is coming up, people might use Ouija boards and all that other crap. I recommend, do not mess with the spirits. Don't mess with that shit. It's serious. It's not something to play with. Um, I don't think it's not something to play with at all. Um, so that's my story. I was touched by an angel. Um, it was extremely intense. It was extremely shocking. It scared the crap out of me. I wish I need to like pray more and tell that angel and guy, like, thank you for being here, thank you for supporting me, but please do not scare me again. Like, just come in my dreams, but make sure I stay asleep until you're gone. And then have me